Something from the unknown keeps on following us. The unknown, the disturbed energy that's connected to the shadows from other worlds. On this physical realm, I destroyed it. I destroyed certain things that was connected to the physical. I destroyed the programming. Certain things want to dial into my soul. And I keep on destroying it. And there's other individuals out there that's lost into certain illusion lights. Certain shadows connect through the satellites, the lines, the power lines, through the cell phones. And they're snatching up individuals' souls and recycling it into other worlds and destroying DNA. Hold on for a second. I'm receiving a call from the other side. Hello? Red light? Something is flashing in here. I'm getting up out of here. That's for sure. I'm hearing heavy breathing now all of a sudden. Ah! O'clock in the morning? I must have been out. What the hell happened last night? I mean, if the lights went out again, shit already happened to me at the gas station and the shit said, damn. Hold on. My lights went out. I gotta go downstairs to the fuse box. I can't even see anything through here. Oh, shoot. I done tripped over something. I'm headed downstairs to the fuse box. What is that? Oh, shit. Are y'all tuning in? What's going on? Long distance. Some of y'all, you're out of range. You're out of touch with your soul. Are you really in love with your soul and others? Are you in love with the programs and the multiple characters? You got to ask yourself that. Because some of y'all project the programmings and the multiple characters into another individual soul. And certain things merge together and connect together. There's no such thing as the so-called happy family because there's no such thing. Because everything is broken. If you really look at it. broken souls, souls that's drowning basically. Are you in love with your individual? Are you in love with the individual that you are with? You got to ask yourself that. You really got to ask yourself that. Some of y'all sign contracts. You get married. Do you actually really know that individual's soul? Did you study it long enough? Because, like I said, did you study that individual's soul that's connected to the programming? Did you study the programming? Or did you study that individual and did you study yourself? You got to ask yourself that. Because some of you are laying up in the bed with individuals. You think you know them. You think things are going your way because this individual got a decent job. Basically putting their energy into something else, but not putting their energy into you. Not separating it. Do you feel my signals? Bring certain things to other individuals' souls. Then some of y'all start gambling with your soul and connecting with other things. Alcohol, cigarettes, so-called drugs, different things that keep you distracted. You connect with that, and then you connect with individuals that's connected to the lust and porn frequency. Like I said a long time ago, who taught you all of that stuff? Who taught you how to have sex? Who taught you how to love? Who taught you how to love? Whenever you watch the Black Mirrors, where are you getting all of this stuff? Do you love you basically love the program. You don't love the individual soul. Yes, you get into it with certain individuals. But if you love a certain individual, you'll take on whatever, the programming that's latched into that DNA, connected to that DNA. But you shut down the programming and connect on another level. You can shut down the programming inside an individual's DNA. Because it doesn't matter who it is. Whenever we enter the physical realm, we all connected to the programming. But it's up to us to destroy it. And whoever you connected with, you got to destroy that program and that individual so you can merge and move on. And some rather stick to the programming instead of listening and seeing certain things. They're not spitting certain things to enhance your soul because they're still connected to the programming, the material frequency, and worried about what others are doing out there. Do you feel my signals? You can be in a long distance. Y'all call it relationships. But you can be with an individual in another state, then you can do the same thing basically on another level. And you can love that individual, but certain individuals in another state could be connected to that program. And certain things can get disconnected because that individual not trying to get rid of the programming. They'd rather be on the same stuff. Do you feel my signals? Because you don't have to merge. Y'all taught how to merge your physical, and you're basically merging the programming together. Now, if you disconnect and break the programming, it doesn't matter where you're at. This individual could be in another planet, and you could still connect to that individual on another level. Do y'all feel my signals? You don't have to connect with them on a physical level. You taught that. You taught how to do the rituals and certain things on this physical realm. But if you really love an individual, you could connect in other worlds, in other dimensions, not on this physical realm, not what you're taught. Y'all stuck on the looks. You stuck on it because you're taught that, and I talked about that. If something happened to that individual, would you still stick with that individual if they lost a limb or something happened to them? Some of y'all walk away when the individual lose the so-called material things, the money, because the money, that's nothing but a spell attached to your soul. And basically that got y'all thinking you can get certain things, material things, you think that's going to make you happy. But if an individual lost everything, some of y'all would leave. Some of y'all out here stripping and advertising yourself on social media. Yeah, you're advertising yourself. You're being something that you're not. Especially some of y'all ladies. Y'all supposed to be the creators, but the creators are connected to the program and it's already inside their DNA. But you could destroy the programming, but some of you rather stick with it. So you got to ask yourself, do you stay with this individual? You got to ask yourself that. Do you stay with that individual and get caught up in the programming again? Or do you shift and move on? Because certain individuals, they still stuck with the programming, still stuck with the disturbed energy. And when you want a high frequency, you can see through that individual's soul. Some choose to deal with it. We all dealt with disturbed energy. You know, when you want a high frequency, you want to break that programming out of that individual so you can keep moving, but this individual want to stay stuck. And if an individual, once this individual see that you moved on to shift, that programming, that recycled information can haunt them and do many things to their soul. So some of them will start doing crazy, desperate things. So you gotta ask yourself, do you love that individual? You gotta ask yourself that. Because there's a lot of, I mean, how could I put this? Some of y'all walking billboards because that's what some of y'all are, walking billboards, program Muppets. You're deep inside the machine and the illusion. See, to me, whenever I see, for example, if I see a dirty house and trees and stuff cover up certain things, houses and broken windows and stuff, everything basically, energy is connected to everything, house, cars, and I talked about that already. To me, that's beautiful when I see broken windows and damaged stuff, because that building basically been through stuff. And see, you're connected to the bright sunshine and the beautiful cars and houses and stuff. That's nothing but a illusion, because it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. You can create your own world. And when you merge, you can give birth or create energy. I don't like to use the word birth. Create different types of energy on a platform in another world, your world, and shift energy and travel and help other souls. Because on this physical realm, certain individuals, they can't see certain things because there's so much out in this. How can I put it? There's a lot out there to keep y'all distracted, to keep your soul distracted. And certain individuals, you gotta just shift from them, because they could tell you that they love you, tell you what you want to hear. They could tell you that. They could make you feel good. Say certain things, programming stuff. But do they really mean it? You gotta ask yourself that. I could tell y'all I love y'all. Do I mean it? Just like y'all. It's easy to say the so-called word love, be love, earth, heart. But whatever I say, I mean what I say. If I have a connection with you, I'm gonna always be straight up. Can some of y'all do that? Certain individuals, they're so deep into the programming, they'll start something with you just so they can go to the next program and do certain things, whether it's sleeping with an individual or go get high off another individual's program supply. Do y'all feel my signals? Then that individual, when they done, they want to come back and act like nothing never happened. Just to put out there, just to let y'all know, I'm enhancing your souls. I got my situation strong. So I'm great, but I'm just enhancing souls. Because some of y'all need to hear and feel my signals. You know, but like I said, some of y'all taught how to love and how to do the sex thing. And you can exchange energy on the phone, you know, even if you in a so-called long distance relationship, studying your love partner. You can exchange energy. And like I said, you could connect to that program and then that could set you backwards. You know, if you're on a high frequency, you're battling with that. You're battling with certain other things, and certain individuals don't get it. And they say certain things and do certain things. Are you going to stick with the program inside of them? Or are you going to merge and build and create your own? Because you can't create nothing on this physical world. But you can create your energy and shift and move on and study other things in other worlds. Because certain individuals, when you reach certain levels, they're so deep into the program, some of them will think you're crazy or lost. And you're not crazy. You're not lost. These individuals lost. Not to change, not to switch it up. But in this low, itty bitty small world, this low frequency physical world, individuals, they basically love you when you connected to the cult groups. They'll show you love. You know, whether it's the Masons, the Christians, the list goes on. You connected, and they're programmed themselves. Yes, the Masons and the Moors and all of this Kemet crap and religion stuff that y'all connected with. Yes, they're programmed because they're doing rituals and doing other things. These individuals want to talk about astrology and other things. But they don't know what they're talking about. You have many programs, certain individuals in love with that program, the Christian program. They're in love with it, or the Masons, they're in love with that program. They're in love with the names and titles. They're not in love with the individual soul. They're in love with the program. And then it's funny because there's no such thing as negative and positive. You know, I think there's a such thing as neutral. You know, on this realm anyway. There's many other levels to that. But individuals, it's funny how they think they're kicking out knowledge, but they're spitting out spells. You know, saying that, you know, they want to put in these fictional characters and give praise to these fake God characters and gods and goddess and all of that crap, queens and queen crap, calling each other the names and titles. And they thinking they're enhancing the individual soul, but they're not. They're posting others' spells and recycled information. They're telling them that you can do this and do that. But how are they going to do that? And they're disconnected from their self. And they think that positive stuff, they're kicking that positive stuff on social media or face to face. And they turning around and doing messed up things just to get attention. Most of these individuals post certain things just to get attention. Talking about, reading scriptures and they, out there whoring. So-called whoring. Doing the programming stuff. Sex rituals and different other things. You have individuals that post stuff and they're turning around and doing something totally different. So, like I said, you got to ask yourself, are you in love with certain individuals, or are you in love with the programming? There's many levels to this. Some of y'all talk to individuals because you think, that they can look out for you and take care of you. And they can't even take care of their self. Because they don't have any control over the physical world. They don't print the money. They don't own land, the streets, the communities. They don't own none of that stuff. So some of y'all basically long distance to your soul. And you're drowning in other worlds and don't even know it. Some of y'all better be careful who you pledge your soul to. Because some of y'all pledge your soul to many things that you're not aware of. You better be careful, because that could be dangerous. Love that individual's soul, not the programming. If you take on a program and destroy the program, you can have a connection with any individual on many levels. You can love somebody, you can love an individual's soul and have a study partner. See, some of y'all was taught you're only supposed to connect with one, but your energy travels. Your energy connect with other things on the other side, in other worlds and dimensions. You're programmed to stick with one. Now, if you want to stick with one physical body, you can, but don't use that individual. Like I said, you can love an individual. You can have sex on many levels without the physical sex, and I talked about this already. You can connect with other individuals and shift on many levels. The way y'all taught these individuals got y'all thinking it's cool to have, that they're basically programming and training y'all instead of connecting and shining. These individuals basically training y'all how to do sex rituals and keep you disconnected from your soul and that individual. And you're merging the programming, recycled spells. Like I said, you can be in love with the individual. You can live with that individual, be in love with them, in love with their soul, not their programming. And you also can be in love with another individual without the physical sex and stuff. Because like I said, there's many levels to sex. Y'all taught how to do the physical sex, and I talked about this already. Y'all taught that. And they got y'all programming just like they got, y'all like the so-called Christians. They think there's one God, and then they look at this individual when they taught how to so-called praise Allah and Buddha, and you have a connection with other individuals because you got a connection with them in other worlds. There's a reason why individuals come in and out, and certain individuals, you can't connect with them anymore because that programming is deep inside of them, so they're going to stay connected to the programming. They're not going to connect with you because that's what they choose to do. If an individual, if they love your soul, they'll fight for you and destroy that program. They'll fight and connect with your soul, no matter what. Certain individuals, they won't disconnect and start stuff just so they can get a quick fix or do certain things or connect to the other programming and get pleasure by another disturbed entity or disturbed energy. Because energy travels. And some don't see that. Some don't see that. Some rather stay stuck with the multiple characters in the programming. Like I said, when you some of y'all don't even know that you're in love with something totally different in another world because you're so disconnected from your soul. There's another individual that's in love with your soul that's not even on the physical world. And I'm not talking about these fictional characters like the Anunnakis and gods and all of that crap. Certain individuals connect with y'all on so many levels. And if you're on a high frequency, you can feel that. You can feel that. But like I was saying, it's up to y'all. It's on y'all if y'all want to stay with the recycled spells or the programming. Or you could choose your favorite character or religion or the politicians. The list goes on. Or connect with your soul and love your soul and connect and merge with another soul that's basically not connected to the programs and spells and stuff and shift on another level. It's on y'all. Unlock your souls.